Tonight on Blitzed, it's our Halloween special, where we'll talk about the scariest things in the NFL. Plus, we'll chat with internet sensation Sir Yacht about what it's like being a Browns fan. Talk about a reason to drink. Let's get blitzed. Welcome to Blitzed, where we talk NFL and rate popular drinks at the same time. It's almost Halloween. Ooh. And kudos to Coach for showing up in his Ghost of the Legion of Boom costume.
Oh, man. Hey, there's a new one. There's a new Legion out there now, baby.
No, there isn't.
Oh, yeah.
Get over
yourself.
Oh,
yeah.
You better hope there is.
But outfits aside, thank you, Coach. Tonight, we're going to talk about the things in the NFL that scare us. But tonight, but next.
But tonight,
wait. To next.
There's more.
Let's introduce these guys who are
right.
interrupting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Introducing tonight's starting lineups. The Coach.
Seriously, I did not know about this. This is so awesome.
The Rookie.
Get out there and smash.
And Stats.
I'm just the stats guy. I have no idea.
That's kind of my thing. That's kind of my thing.
Rook, welcome back from IR.
Thanks, guys. It's touch and go there.
Yeah. So what injury was it that kept you out of the studio?
It was that girlfriend comment, the breakup comment from 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
I think I'm over it.
That'll do it.
I think I'm over it.
That'll do it. You got a hall pass?
Yeah, I got a hall pass. Yeah.
So you were butthurt for a while.
Was
Is that the problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pulled butt.
On Sunday, the Saints exorcised their demon from last year by getting revenge on the Vikings in Minnesota, 30-20.
Catch it exorcised.
That's what I said.
No, I just wanted to enunciate it better than you.
First of all, exercise is a word you never use and do.
Fair.
So let's just move on from there. And in honor of that game, our Blitzed Barkeep prepared a Purple Viking drink for us to try out, which looks...
It looks something.
The picture looked awesome. I'm not sure what this is.
Did it melt?
It's purplish.
Yeah,
it's purple.
It's swamp water.
Okay, the main ingredients are Southern Comfort, blueberry liqueur, blue curacao, and sloe gin topped with sour mix and club soda. Guys, if the Purple Viking was a player, who would it be? Now is your time to try and tell me who it is.
Oh, man, that's good. Oh, man, that's good.
Wow.
Sweetness.
That's unexpected.
Yeah.
It really is good.
Totally.
Way to go. Blitzed.
Barkeep.
Excuse me. I
it's not that hard a name.
I know, just like
Blitzed bar guy.
I was going to say Coach Cheaty. Whoops.
It's like you showed up in studio every day, and you are...
Yeah. Okay, you're trying to get us to compare this to a player.
Yes, Coach.
I'm just going to keep drinking this for a while. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's only dead air.
That next one, I tasted the alcohol. It's only when you taste the alcohol that...
Yeah.
This is a tough one.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
So how about we go with a Viking?
Oh.
How about AP? Because AP is smooth. I mean, but at the end of the day, when he wants to hit hard, he'll smash you.
Yeah.
So you see this little guy, he looks kind of harmless in a lot of ways. He's not a huge guy. But when that guy hits a hole, he will just crush guys, and then if he bursts out of there, he's gone. So for me, this is that kind of smooth, which is just like it can hit you hard, but it looks and tastes really smooth.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I like
really smooth, and then my second sip was when you really felt the pain a little bit. I was thinking the same thing, like a smash mouth running back who will run over you. I was thinking like Derrick Henry or something like that.
Yeah.
Some big boy that's Eddie Lacy when he was, and Marshawn Lynch, those kinds of breed of guys that will just make you pay. That's what I would say. Derrick Henry. There we go. That's a good one.
So, so you know that AD doesn't play for the Vikings anymore, right?
He is a Viking.
I agree, but I think he might have made his mark with the Vikings.
And on a few defensive players. There you go.
Oh, I thought you were going to say defenseless children.
Don't you dare.
I've got a switch over here, actually. I brought my switch.
Don't you dare put those words in my mouth.
Oh, my. Oh my!
I was
That
not
just happened.
going to
This
say
drink
that.
is dangerous.
Yeah, this drink is dangerous.
It's hit me.
Yeah,
It's hit me
clearly
hard.
it's hit you.
All right, so you know what? Barkeep, I think you came up with a winner.
Oh yeah,
This was
This
a good
is
one.
killer.
This was
Yeah.
great.
We like this one.
Yeah.
The Purple Viking.
the Purple Viking.
Yep, it's got about 5 obscure ingredients
I know.
that you would never have in your
know.
house ever.
Yeah.
And Rookie had to confess that, after he got carded at the liquor store, he felt a little bit dirty buying Southern Comfort.
Yeah, it was a weird experience for me. The guy working the register was definitely judging me. I bought a Mickey of Southern Comfort.
And that's a liquor store guy.
That was a liquor store guy. Yeah.
You don't want them judging you.
He sees the worst of
Yeah,
the worst.
that's right.
That guy.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
sure, I guess.
It's your life, pal.
Yeah.
You need a number or something you can call? Everything all right?
Yeah. Did he look at you and go, Purple Viking?
No, but I asked him for a bag, and he said, usually these just go in the back pocket.
Yeah. That's right.
If you'd like the recipe for the Purple Viking and what we'll drink next show, just visit blitzdnfl.com and check out Blitzed Barkeep's blog, which is called Behind the Sticks.
We totally suck today.
Are we
I know.
done yet? Is
Nope.
this segment over?
Not yet.
Oh,
Here we
one
go.
more thing.
Later on,
And another thing.
Later on, we'll also be talking with Sir Yacht, a huge Browns fan and even bigger video ranter about the double firing in Cleveland. But first, we're going to talk about the scariest things in the NFL.
First down.
In the last 10 years, the Cleveland Browns have gone 37 and 122. I'm only going up to 2017.
Right,
Coach.
right. No ties. No
No
ties?
ties.
I'm looking at you for ties.
I know.
All
I
right.
know.
He
I'm
was
just
gonna
going up to
ask.
the end of 2017.
Fine.
Okay?
Fine.
And 6 head coaches.
Ooh.
Only.
So what?
Yeah.
So what horror movie most closely resembles being a fan of the Browns?
I have a take on this.
It's rough.
It is rough.
After you.
Is that right? Should I go?
After you, sir.
Actually,
Yeah.
no. You missed a week. Do you want to go first?
Rookie. Yeah.
Wow.
Fresh off IR. You've been sitting in the
Wow.
cold tub?
Yeah. Start. Okay, I got one.
Oh, I love it.
Boom.
I
Here
took
we go.
some notes here.
I was going to say.
Oh,
he's
God.
looking
I
at
borrowed
stuff.
something from Stats Guy.
You realize last time we got notes, we got the invasion of the body snatchers.
Yeah.
These are actually so this is
Anything-
both kind of some major talking points as well as I read a
Just get on with it.
synopsis.
Just get on with it.
of the movie.
Get on with it.
So
Good. Wikipedia.
Are we gonna be here all
Fantastic.
frickin' night?
Yeah.
So listen, does this ring any bells?
I don't know.
Does this speak to you? After suffering a devastating car crash the year before, the core group embarks on what they think will be a promising adventure. The only issue is their trip turns into a claustrophobic nightmare. The only thing more paralyzing and suffocating than the setting are the truly horrifying monsters that slowly murder all aspirations of escape from a dark cave full of bones of those that came before them. So there's a reason why I chose this movie. The movie is The Descent. Have you seen it?
Oh.
No.
It's the one where the ladies all go down into a cave. They go spelunking, and then they meet this like absolutely horrifying, sightless monster down there, and like
Oh.
a bunch of them.
Dead animals. Hundreds of them.
This is not good, guys.
We get out of here. Which way?
I don't know. What do you mean you don't know?
There's no breeze. It could be any one of these tunnels. Take your pick.
Oh my goodness, you got to watch it. But I chose this for a couple reasons. The first is
Because no one's heard of it?
so throughout the movie, there's these kind of like two characters. There's always this undertone through the whole movie of like trust issues and kind of this hatred between the main person and this other girl.
Well, it's a bunch of girls together.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It's true. It is. It is.
Oh, what? 2 on the nose?
Anyway,
Oh.
so I like that.
Man.
That kind of resonated with me. The second is
What, my comment?
yeah.
Yeah.
The second is the cast is actually made up, like the cast and the story, they're really strong individuals. Like I really liked the movie for that reason. Like
Oh.
really good, like really strong cast, really good characters.
Yep.
And that I think speaks to the Browns. They have some really good pieces.
Right.
You know? Really great pieces.
Yes.
The fact that there's kind of trust issues between two individuals separate from the cast of players, I think is, so that's what we're seeing today
That's
with today's
interesting.
news. But here's the last reason why I chose this movie.
Wow.
It's because the only way through the darkness in the cave throughout the whole movie is after fighting and scrapping and going through this vicious battle to the death, the main character
with each other?
finally breaks through and hits sunlight. And I think that is a really good example of what's going on with Cleveland. I think that they're on the brink. They've got some really good individual players, and this group is going to fight and claw and scratch its way. And it may not be to the playoffs. It may not be to a winning record. But I think the goal this year was more than 3 wins. And I think people lose sight of that. And more importantly, they've got this cast of really good players, but the team's doing what's right. I think they're investing in Baker Mayfield, who's the star. And they're saying, look, we're not going to overhaul this scheme. We're not going to put in, we're going to put someone in-house back into the role of offensive coordinator, into the role of head coach. We're going to protect you. There was this weird dynamic between Todd Haley and Hue Jackson, and it was apparently separating the room 50-50, and they were constantly going at it. One wanted control, the other was completely ignoring the head coach, and it was ruining the ability for this young guy and this young group of players to actually progress. So I think they're doing right. They're not kind of folding on the season. They're just investing in the future, and they're making sure that Baker's protected, those other young stars are protected, and they can just keep going in the right direction.
It's such an optimistic view.
I'm optimistic about the Browns.
Who is the sightless monster?
Clearly the head coach. Clearly the head coach.
That's a good point.
Sorry, Hugh.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, what do you got?
So I have this is a sentimental favorite horror movie for me of all time. I watched this when I was a little kid.
Generally a phrase you don't hear.
Which one?
My sentimental favorite horror movie.
It's the movie that I remember that absolutely freaked the crap out of me. And I watched it at my neighbor's house, and I remember being terrified to literally walk across our yards back home. Terrified.
This was a month ago?
Just a month and a half ago.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, no, it's impactful because it's something that I've always remembered because I watched a show and then I literally couldn't walk home to from my neighbor's house. It was just so freaked out.
The creature from the Black Lagoon.
Very close. Okay. Very close. Okay. But the other half is this movie typifies many movies of that sort of early 80s era. Don't say anything.
I think I might know what it is.
But I'm used to watching those movies back then. It was just the people that got killed were just so dumb.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? They were just so dumb. No, it's not. It's not that one. It's not that one. No, I know your hand gestures there, but it's not Freddy Krueger.
It's not Edward Scissorhands?
No. But I mean, there was an era where the horror movies, they just weren't sophisticated. They were oh, I'm going to walk over here alone. And I'm just going to do this. They just did stupid things. And so for me, the Browns have they just made mistake after mistake after mistake in differing ways. Sometimes on the field, sometimes off the field. But they've just been a very difficult team to follow, especially for a Browns fan, because you just see them they're just screwing up all the time. Right? So this is a testament to all those horror movies where you're like, why are you going there? Why are you going in that room? Don't turn that on. Why'd you grab a freaking knife?
Why is she running back into the house?
You know what I mean? or hey, I know. Let's all split up and try and find the bad guy instead of bundled. It's just dumb move after dumb move after dumb move, and all these people that die are dying because they're idiots, and they're just doing stupid things because of the script or whatever. But they're just doing dumb things.
Generator's okay.
I thought I heard a scream.
I didn't hear anything through that wind.
It sounded like Brenda.
I better take a look.
And that's what it feels like for me, not only a Browns fan, but it just feels like as a Browns fan, you must think, man, we're just doing dumb things all the time. We have players, as you suggested. There's players on the team that can play. But also in the offseason, they're making bad picks. They're making dumb moves, dumb trades. They're picking guys or releasing guys, getting nothing for them. It just feels like they're just destined to do poorly. So for me, this movie is
Friday the 13th.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Right? This is the dumbest victims of all time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Browns fan.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, take it easy on those poor teenagers at that summer camp. Bill.
You don't split up, though.
No,
that's the one
true.
that kills me. It's why don't you go that way, and I'll go this way, and you go that way, and we'll all just split up.
Yeah. And we'll survive,
oh,
Becky.
Of course, yeah.
We'll survive.
Becky,
we'll be okay.
You know what they're doing at that point, though? It's really intelligent. It's the jocks being like, let's split up. And he sends the weak ones off on their own, wandering through the forest.
And stays with the hot chick.
And then he just takes off at the fastest pace.
Okay,
Awesome.
can I offer a take here? All right, let's move on.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so my horror movie is Parenthood.
What?
Have you guys seen it?
Is that because
The
you're
TV
a parent?
show?
Steve Martin, Barry
Yeah.
Steinbergen.
Yeah.
Horror movie.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a movie about a bunch of parents all just trying to survive the ordeal of parenthood. I think Browns fans are like those two main characters who thought Parenthood would be awesome.
Yep.
Okay, that's how they chose the Browns. They're like, you know what? Hey, I'll root for the local team. It's going to be awesome. You know, we'll win some.
This is an interesting
We'll
take.
we'll lose some. Sure, it'll be tough sometimes, but it'll be balanced out by all the laughs and the
Yes.
good times that we'll have with this team.
What? There was good times?
Then in the movie, they have like 8 kids.
Yeah.
And instead of good times, one of them like steals money from them,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like one of them
yeah.
starts dating like a drug user, and you know, and one of them randomly smashes his head into things as a hobby. This is what they're finding out what parenthood is really like. Okay, are
right.
you in or are you actually in?
Yeah.
There is no end zone. You never cross the goal line, spike the ball, and do your touchdown dance. Never.
And the
Yeah.
thing is about being a Browns fan is that unlike Parenthood, you can kind of get out of it at some point. You can declare
Wow.
that it's
Yeah.
all over.
Wow.
But the thing that I always respect about Browns fans is that they're all in.
They are?
They are all
You know, they're all in on this team. And so I thought, you know what? Parenthood. It's a great analogy because it is a terrifying thing.
Yeah.
Over and over. Rookie, you're about to have a kid, right? So Parenthood. It's the most terrifying thing that you'll go through. And there's no escape. Ever.
Yeah.
There's no escape for the rest of your life.
But-
like a horror movie,
You got to
for the rest of your life, there's no escape for the rest of your life.
Caring, worrying, pain. And it's not like that all ends when you're 18 or 21 or 41 or 61. It never ends. It's like your Aunt Edna's ass. It goes on forever and it's just as frightening.
He's tripping me out here.
Deeply, deeply unsettling.
This Purple Viking is really hitting me.
I'd like to change my player
Yeah.
for the Purple Viking.
Yeah.
It's perfect. The league's psychopath.
Second down.
Here's something scary.
I love the jazzy hands, eh?
Yeah, every time he says it, his hands are. Looks like he's auditioning for a Broadway play.
And folks, that's why there's no video.
Yeah.
Third quarter, Steelers-Browns. Steelers get a safety. After Cleveland punted the ball back to them, neither the Browns or the Steelers had any idea that the Browns' free kick was a live ball.
What?
So the Steelers just let it bounce around, and after a few seconds, the Browns dove on the ball,
Yeah.
and go figure, it was Browns' ball. This reminds me a few years ago when Donovan McNabb said that he didn't think that you could tie in overtime.
Yeah.
So here's what's scary. How many players don't know the rules in the NFL?
A lot.
Most.
Yeah, a lot.
I coach. And of course, I coach
are
high
you
school.
Introducing yourself?
Yeah.
I coach.
I coach. Say no. There are so many freaking rules in football. I'm giving the bunch a little bit of slack here. There are so many rules in this freaking game. To know them all in every situation is difficult. But yeah,
Right.
players, honestly, they don't know the plays half the time as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, and the NFL, of course, they know their plays most of the time. But I'm with you. I don't think many of them know these kind of obscure situational rules at all. Wow. I know. It's incredible. But I mean, it's not like they go and sit down and go to film and talk about these sort of weird situations, right? But they're real. They happen, right? And I mean, you'd have to be sort of a student of the game or whatever else to know all these things, right?
Can I add something a little bit scarier?
Uh-oh.
The guys in the booth didn't know it was a live ball either.
Who was in the booth?
Must have been Joe Buck.
It was. Wow, that's so tough.
Poor
Joe.
It was Steelers Browns, so it was probably
It
it was
was-
probably a good team.
Yeah, I think it was
I
a pretty
imagine.
good team. No, okay. Look, we've all played sports. Some of us at a
Speak for yourself.
semi-recreational,
Yeah.
amateur level. Not everyone knows all of the rules. Like that's just the bottom line. You know, like no matter what level you're at, there's a certain subset of rules that not a lot of guys know about, and that goes through every sport. You know, there's guys who, even in in all professional sports, in the NFL, in the MLB, in the NHL, all the major, in the NBA, the major sports, there's a lot of guys who afterwards are like, I didn't even know that was a rule. It was really like, I learned something tonight.
It's true.
There's so many rules. I'm more shocked about the guys in the booth, because typically those are the guys you lean on to actually back you up. But no, I'm not surprised at all that the teams didn't.
Agreed. There is so much to know. Football is the worst, and the other half of football is, of course, they change the rules every year, right? Yeah. So I mean, that's the other half of it too. But the guys in the booth, I'm with you too, in the sense that, I mean, you've been in the booth 10, 15, 20 years. You've seen theoretically these things before, right? So that is disappointing. But the players themselves, I mean, there's 22-year-old kids sometimes, Yeah,
but think about this. The difference between the NFL versus every other major league sport out there is that there's so much dead time out there is that you would think before the guy punts the ball back to them, the special teams guy would say, yes, exactly. He was studying the rule book. But you would think the special teams coach would be like, guys, live ball, this is a kickoff.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
I really with the special teams coach. Totally. No, it's true. You're right, because you're right. It doesn't happen very often, a safety punt in that kind of situation. But it's true, guys. This is live. Blah blah blah. Like, there's rules for that. Like, if you punt and you're behind the kicker, that's actually a live ball for the people behind it if they can get to it. So
this isn't on the players. This is on the coach.
It has to be.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay. It has to be.
Agreed.
So I agree with you
for once.
Because by the way, the punt, which is really cool, is unlike a kickoff in that you can control like the angle of height that you're kicking this thing. And it could be like rugby where you kick it like straight up in the air, it goes 10 yards, and it's a free-for-all. It's anybody's ball.
The relatively rarely used onside safety punt.
Yes!
You put it in!
Yes!
Put it in the book!
Mailman. Mailman.
In what only can be described as a mercy killing today, the Browns fired their 36-1 head coach, Hue Jackson, as well as their offensive coordinator, Todd Haley. So we're talking to Browns fan and internet ranting sensation, Sir Yacht, about what's next for the Browns. Hey, Sir Yacht, welcome to Blitzed.
Hey, thanks for the intro. I guess you got my money I sent you. Such a good intro. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what do we call you? Do we call you Mr. Yacht, Sir, Master Yacht? What is it?
Yeah, only the missus gets to call me Mr. Yacht. But no, just kidding. Just kidding. I haven't had a girlfriend in years. No, Sir Yacht's good. Sir Yacht's good, guys. Yeah. Once again, just thanks for having me on. I'm really excited to be on here. So this is gonna be a lot of fun.
All right, shut up. We're gonna get to our questions now. Here we go. Okay, so anyone who follows you on Twitter knows that you've been on a crusade about the Browns getting rid of Hue Jackson for a while.
Oh my God!
But you haven't mentioned anything about Todd Haley in your rant. So is it possible that you're not the person the Browns listen to on this?
Ooh. To be honest with you, I was making a Todd Haley rant today. I got so busy at work. I had the rant ready, and I for some reason my dumbass just fucking deleted it. Had the Hue Jackson rant, made that in like 2 minutes. It was whatever. But Todd Haley rant was ready to go, post, and I deleted it. So I was like, you know what? I just fucking give up. So, but it's just kind of like, I don't know. Like, obviously, if you've been following the NBA, the Cavs here in Cleveland just fired Ty Lue. You know, the Red Sox won the World Series last night in Boston. Boston wins a fucking championship every year. Dime a dozen, doesn't matter. It's bullshit. We win a championship once every 50 years, right? Once every 50 years, we celebrate coaching turnover more than championships. We're excited here. People are running naked on the streets of Cleveland because Ty Lue, Hue Jackson, and Todd Haley got fired. So it's exciting to see. So we celebrate coaches getting fired, they celebrate championships.
True fan.
To his their own.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So.
True fans.
All right, so let us ask you. So do you think GM John Dorsey let both Jackson and Haley go today as a favor so they could continue working together somewhere else?
Yeah, they can work at the unemployment line. Yeah, they can work out. Like Hue Jackson, like I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think people like, you can be a good person and a shitty coach. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, he's a good offensive coordinator, but just a fucking terrible coach. Like, it's just the way it is. Todd Haley, I don't know. He's like a bull in a china shop. I don't understand him because his play calling. I mean, if you guys watch any Browns games, God bless you. You know, praying for you because it's been brutal. It's been brutal. But if you had the unfortunate misery of watching a Browns game, the lack of adjustment on offense, the horrible play calling, like, hey, we're on a 1 yard line, it's third down, let's run a fucking triple reverse play. Yeah, that's a good one, Todd Haley. So I don't think you guys saw that stat. It was like Hue Jackson out of coaches that have coached 40 games in the NFL. There's 219 coaches all time. Hue Jackson's record was 218th out of 219.
Yeah.
The guy that was below him was the owner of the team. I think he was coaching the Vikings. That's the only reason he didn't get fired. That's the only reason his record was worse. So in other words, Hue Jackson's the worst coach in NFL history. The worst coach. And we kept him around for almost 3 seasons. So the fact that they got fired today is something. I didn't think Todd Haley would get fired. That was a shock to me. But Hue Jackson, that a long time coming, guys.
Wow. So now that defensive coordinator Greg Williams is the interim head coach, when do you think the Browns will start putting bounties on opposing players?
People are like, oh, Greg Williams. It's not that he stopped doing it. He stopped getting caught doing it.
He got better.
He got better at it. Difference. See, I mean, what people get really mad around here is that, you know, Greg Williams, I mean, like, he is a guy who has a lot of, like, his defenses cause a lot of turnovers. I mean, they may give up a lot of yards, but he takes that risk, and they have the highest turnover rate in the NFL this year by far.
Nice.
Yet they only have 2 wins. So that tells you a lot about the offense. But, I mean, what people don't like about him, about the defense around here is that he sticks Jabril Peppers in the fucking, Jabril Peppers is in the parking lot. The game's going on. Jabril Peppers is back safetying in the fucking parking lot, sticking him back so far. So there's just things like that, like the fact that he doesn't adjust his schemes, just things like that. I don't know. I mean, this season's kind of a wash. Every season's a wash when you're a Browns fan, guys. Let's be honest. But so I don't know. It should be interesting. The bounty thing, like I said, though, that shit's been happening for a long time. That ain't stopping anytime soon.
Okay, on a serious note, what's next for the Browns here? So, I mean, have they packed it in for the season, or is there a belief that you might be able to squeeze into the playoffs?
I think the reason they made these moves today, it was the GM. It was John Dorsey that made the move. Jimmy Haslam, I mean, he's a reflection on the coaching staff. Terrible owner. He wanted Hue Jackson to stay. He thought about Todd Haley getting fired. I mean, it's crazy. How do you have the worst guy in NFL history? You want to keep him around? I don't understand. But all right. Well, to be honest, I forgot the question. I'm consuming this beer right now, guys. It's euphoric. This drunk energy, I love it.
Let's move on.
Wait,
Let's move on. Let's keep it fresh. Let's keep this fresh.
Keep the momentum going.
So what's Baker Mayfield show you so far that makes you think that he's the answer at quarterback?
I just think it's been a thing since college. You know, first off, before I say it, the funny thing is you can use the time hop thing on Twitter, things like that. You do a year ago. So a year ago, I was like, I hate Baker Mayfield because he was at Oklahoma playing the flag at Ohio State. I'm not the biggest Ohio State fan, but I was like, man, that cocky motherfucker. And this year, I'm like, I wonder what Baker Mayfield underwear I'm about to buy. The point being with that, people just kind of gravitate to him. I mean, he's just a born leader. I mean, the charisma, the energy, people love. And then I think, even being back in college, he's 6 foot, 6'1", but he was one of the more accurate passers in college football history. I mean, it sucks because he has no receiving core right now. No offensive line. They couldn't block an iPhone call right now. They couldn't do shit like that. But the problem is they don't have any of that. And he's just getting worse. And he doesn't have a coach. He doesn't have a coach. He doesn't have an offensive coordinator. They're gone now. They're essentially as useful as they were when they were here. Ooh. But the things, like I said, just the intangibles, the determination, the work ethic, the charisma, I mean, just gravitating. People just feed off that energy. And I think his pocket awareness is unbelievable. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of – I mean, you see the graphic every time the Browns play. Oh, the 30 starting quarterbacks since 1999. Thank you for this new information, guys. I really appreciate it. We know we suck. But, I mean, I've seen so many quarterbacks. So, I mean, this is different. And I can explain it. in ways like that. But there's ways that I don't know how to explain it. But he's just different. He's just different.
So, as you know, it's the Halloween season. So, in your opinion, what horror movie most closely resembles being a Browns fan?
Oh, it's so hard to choose from because I feel like every horror movie you could pull from. So, at the top of the noggin, I'm going to have to say Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, nice.
Because it's just like guts and gore everywhere. It's an absolute shit show 24/7.
What the hell are you doing in my house?
All right, look, we're just looking for our friend, all right? Then we'll be out of here.
You're so dead you don't even know it. Come on, boy.
Absolute shit show since 1999. I mean, you get glimpses of hope. People they could go 7-9 this year, 9-7. They can maybe sneak into the wild card. Next thing you know, we're fucking 2-5-1. And then another thing is, in the horror movies, like in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when they go to let's go to the barn, let's go there and just get cornered, and then we're gonna get murdered by a chainsaw. We're just gonna get cut up. So Brown fans kind of get sucked in like that. The barn is oh my god, we're gonna kill it this year. We get sucked in every fucking year. It's unbelievable how we get sucked in. It's a new way every year, and also we find new ways to lose every single game. We have actually finished a game in every single possible way this year. We've won in regular time. We've lost in regular time. Yeah. We've lost in overtime. We've won in overtime, and we've tied. The only 5 possibilities of ending a game. And it's creative in new ways, and you gotta just give them a golf clap. I mean, tip the hat, because it's just new levels of incompetence, guys. It's unbelievable. But yeah, I'd have to say Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just because it's just blood and shit everywhere. It's an absolute shit show here. Good. I mean, when they win one day, because I'll always believe in anything. I think they'll win one day. It'll. I mean, the city is just gonna burn. It's rest in peace. It's just gonna burn. But it'll be a good time. We go out on top.
What will be your reaction when they win the Super Bowl?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so when the cat. All right, so I've been talking to people about this. You dream about stuff. You dream about stuff that'll never happen. But no. So when the Cavs won, I was downtown in Cleveland, and people flooded the streets. You were hugging strangers. You were just you were getting tear gas to the face, and people were just still crying and stuff. But it wasn't because of the tear gas. It was because the Cavs won, because it just hasn't happened here in 50 years. Yeah. And the funny thing is, with LeBron being here and the Indians going to the World Series that same year, and the Indians being in the playoffs this year every year and all that stuff, and the Browns going 0-16, 1-15 the year before, and they're 2-5-1 right now. It's a Browns town. When they won that game against the Jets, I think it was third week, I was at that game, and it felt like they won a championship. It was I was 4 rows away from where Baker Mayfield caught that 2-point conversion, and I lucked into some tickets.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, lucked into some tickets. But guys, it's a Browns town. When they win, if they win, because there's no fucking guarantee, but to be honest with you, but if they win, you'll see, I don't think you'll ever see a reaction like it. It'll be I can't even put it into words. I just don't know how it's. I don't know. I'll probably go to jail. Honestly, I'll go to jail. I don't care. My life is complete at that point. I don't need anything else. I don't need a wife. I don't need kids. I don't need money. I don't need to live. It doesn't matter. You go out on top. That's just it, guys. That's how crazy it is here. And I was born into it, and it's a blessing and a curse. But
yeah.
I don't know. It's helped me with growing my alcoholism, for sure.
Well done.
Especially on Sundays, too. You think about Sundays as kind of like a recovery day. And then, because, Friday, Saturday, you go out, and then you're like, oh, fuck, I forgot about the Browns game. Got to drink more. So that's just how it is. But if it happens, guys, it'll be insane.
Sir Yacht, it's been a real pleasure having you on Blitzed. Folks, if you want to follow Sir Yacht on Twitter, it's at Sir Yacht. And on Instagram, same name, Sir Yacht.
Yes, do it, people.
That's
do
right.
It.
And you're an amateur magician and juggler and vaudevillian. Is that the thing?
That's essentially it. Yeah, I do all those things you just said. That
and more.
100% true. 100% true. Guys, I'm doing it right now. I'm juggling it right now.
Wow.
You can't see it.
Wow.
But I'm doing it. I have 5 in my hand.
Can you hear it? I can hear it.
True professional.
Yeah, you hear it?
Awesome.
Well, thanks again for joining us on Blitzed.
But thanks, guys, for having me. I really appreciate it. Have fun drinking your livers away. I know I will.
Third down.
This is scary for a career.
Oh.
Recently, a referee was fired for the first time ever.
I know.
Yeah.
Mid-season.
Brutal.
For poor performance.
Wow.
Now, my question is this fair to refs who make a fraction of what the players make, don't have any guaranteed money, and are judged against instant replay?
I don't care.
Okay, let's just move on then.
I actually, in this case,
I hate refs.
agree. I agree.
Sorry, was that the wrong answer?
Yeah, no. I think you're spot on. I think this is going to be a short segment.
I think we're done now.
I actually agree with you. Don't care.
Don't you think, though?
No.
Okay, you know what?
Nope.
You're right. Yeah.
Fourth down.
Here's something scary about you.
Whoa.
Me?
Him?
I'm looking at both of you.
You can't,
us.
you can't do that, though.
I know.
Like, you can't run up by...
I want
Actually,
to hear...
this drink is making him look at both of us.
yeah.
There's that.
Your eyeballs are moving independently.
Recently on social media, we've seen folks root for injuries in the NFL.
Oh.
That is just terrible.
Unless it's Cam Newton.
Be honest. Have you ever rooted for an injury to another player? Coach?
Hell yes! Oh, sorry, did I yell? Should I go first?
Coach?
Hell yeah!
I play fantasy football, so...
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Hell yeah.
I've rooted for an
Share.
entire
Share.
team to go down.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Struck by lightning.
So my the classic one for me was something that actually did happen, and unfortunately, pretty much ended his career. So,
oh jeez,
wow.
All because of
this
you.
Is dark.
I caused it. I caused it.
Wow.
So the Seahawks were playing the Skins in the playoffs. RG3, and they just obliterated the kid.
You did not.
Oh, I was so happy.
You're the reason.
So happy.
You're the reason.
Oh, we won the game. That's all that matters, right?
Wow.
We won the game.
Wow.
Right?
And that led to your first Super Bowl of 5.
Eventually.
Oh, wait. No, it didn't.
Whoa. There's no time limit on that.
Really?
Yeah.
There is on RG3's career.
Well, fair enough, yeah. He didn't have a career.
Well,
he was already injured. They just finished him off. He was already a dead duck.
Yeah,
he really was. He was lame that
was
game.
a goner.
And they just finished him. That was all it was.
I agree.
But I can say I wasn't that upset.
You know what? I appreciate your honesty. You fucking monster.
Yeah.
Rookie, what do you got?
Never.
Good for you. You know what?
Oh,
Yeah.
never.
I
wouldn't
believe
do that. Too much
know
of
you
a
would.
character guy.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I totally believe it.
I was raised right.
Totally believe
Raised
it.
right.
Yeah, you've never watched any Packers-Seahawks games
Yeah.
where you're like, if Russell Wilson would just get scurvy at this point. This would be great.
Now, someone has been injured in a game where I've said, "Oh, that's too bad."
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That sucks.
Poor chap.
Yeah. That's too bad.
I see.
But never have I ever wished ill upon a player on the field.
Very
These guys-
sporting. Very sporting of you.
Yep. Yeah. These guys put it all out there. You know, their careers depend on their game checks. A lot of them, or their lives.
So stats
Depend on the game
when
checks.
Cam Newton was getting smashed by your Denver defense, you weren't you felt bad for him?
No, I wasn't rooting for an injury. They were smashing him. It was fantastic. That wasn't a problem at all.
Yeah.
No, I didn't want the backup to go in. He could have played better. No.
Yeah, that's right.
I was happy with how Cam played Super Bowl 50. That was fine.